Hey guys, Jay Spartan here with the deck profile. Today I'm bringing you my Frog Monarch deck that I played a couple weeks ago at a tournament. And didn't do too hot, but it was really fun to play. Actually, I got the idea and a deck list from Caesar 5000 from the Pojo message board. He knows what he's talking about with Frog Monarchs. And yeah, I asked him for his deck list to see what's in the builds. And he sent me one, and it looked really fun to play. So I actually decided to build it, and it ran pretty well. Also, I made a little bit changes to it, but shout outs to him for helping me guide me towards the Frog Monarch way, I guess. And yeah, so here is the deck profile. Let's go with the main deck first. We actually have a side deck for this as well that I'll show you guys. I know my Fire Fist did not, my Fire Fist and my 6-Hammer, I didn't give a side deck, but we'll give one today for Frog Monarchs. So of course we got 3 Treeborn Frog. This is their main tribute fodder, and you want this in your graveyard as soon as possible. So of course you run 3. And we got 3 swap frogs. This pretty much allows you to dump a frog into the graveyard. And yeah, so you pretty much grab Treeborn from your deck and you dump it. And you can return it to your hand as well, so you can save it for more further uses. If you want to dump the next card, Ronin Totem. You could remove a frog from your graveyard to special summon this card from the graveyard. So you could really go swap frog for a Ronin Totem, dump in the graveyard. You have an extra frog or something, remove it and bring out Ronin Totem for a synchro of, or XYZ, excuse me, for swap frog and Ronin Totem into something cool. So yeah, there's a lot of plays like that. So that is the frog lineup. As you can see that I'm trying to position the cards there. That's the frog lineup, messy as it is. We are showing you the hand traps. So here is 3 Battle Fader. Stops the combat, actually. Well, everybody should know that. Stops combat, the battle phase, and it gives you some tribute fodder for the next turn. So if you have a Monarch or something to help you with next turn, and you have something. This goes for all of the hand traps. So 3 Jack Frost. It's a really fun card to play, actually. You put down any monster that's giving you trouble, and you run over it with the Monarch or something. And yeah, put them face down with him face down, so it gives you tribute fodder. Next we have, let's get this straight here. We have 3 Construction Train Signal Red. This card is good. Yeah, it's not destroyed by battle when it comes into play the first time, and that's it, but still it gives you a body on the field, which needs to happen, and it's also tribute fodder. So yeah, it's really good. Then we have a staple in this deck, Gores. You run 1 Gores no matter what. If you take battle damage, you special summon it, and you get a token for how much damage you take. So let's say you got hit by Star Eater or something crazy like that, and special summon him, and you get a 3200 attacker. Pretty good. Now for the miscellaneous cards, we got 2 Mathematician. And they give you normal summon it, and you send Treeborn to the graveyard. It's a Foolish Barrel to only run 2 of these, and it works out fine. And if you got this face down and it's destroyed by battle, most of the time I set it face down, it gets destroyed by battle, and I draw a card. So it's really good. Next we have 2 Mexi. This really helps with the card draw and getting some hand tricks. And yeah, it just draws you cards. And they usually don't want you to draw cards because they think you have a Battle Fader or Jack Frost in your hand. So now for the tributes, we have 3 Caius the Shadow Monarch. Probably the best Monarch. It removes something from play, 1 target card on the field, doing anything, and you banish it. And if you do banish a monster and it's a dark monster, they lose 1,000. So it's a little extra damage to go through, but he's removes a card off the field, and he's just your best Monarch, pretty much. Next, we got 2 Ryza. This targets one card on the field and places it on top of the deck. This is another good card for them to just skip their next draw phase, pretty much, and give them a useless card or a card that they really need on the field. And yeah, just 2. I have 1 Majesty's Fiend. I couldn't get more, but it shuts down all monster effects and it can't be activated. So you have a 24 beater, and he shuts down everything. Yeah, it shuts down your hand traps, but you don't need the hand traps if you got this guy in the field. So yeah. Vanity's Fiend. No special summons. This card can't be special summoned, but there's no real way to special summon this card. But it stops special summons, so dragons could stop doing whatever. And yeah. Next we got a Dark Dust Spirit. He's a spirit, so he returns to your hand at the end of the turn. But when he's normal summons, flip summon, or flip face up, you destroy all face-up monsters except this monster. So he's a recurring dark hole, pretty much, which is awesome. And he's a 22 attacker, which is pretty good still. So yeah, just 1. And now we get to the double tributes. We got 2 Light and Darkness Dragon. If you get this on the field, it's you shut them down pretty much. If they activate a trap or spell, or an effect monster is activated, you could make this monster lose 500 attack and defense, and it negates the activation. And when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, select 1 monster in your graveyard, then destroy all cards you control and special summon that. Very wordy, but it is awesome. So run 2. Last for the tributes, we got 1 Mobius the Mega Monarch. He is pretty good. He's 28 beater, but if you tribute summon a Treeborn and something else, he gets his second effect, which is your opponent can't activate this targeted cards in response. So when it comes into play, you target up to 3, and if you tributed a 1 monster, which most likely you are, you could blow up 3 cards without them activating. They can only activate something, stop the effect by like a Solomon warning, which most of the time it's do or die if you have it. So just 1. It's really good. And for our only spells in the deck, we have 3 enemy controller. You can sack your Treeborn to gain control of the face of a monster. And you sack that monster to get something else, or you just take control of it for the turn with Treeborn, and it'll come back no matter what. Also, you could change a battle position, which could help sometimes. So yeah. 3 Soul Exchange. This is your main, one of the main ways to tribute to get Light and Darkness Dragon on the field, or Mobius. You tribute one of their biggest guys that they have, and you tribute your Treeborn for a monster, or you just tribute one of your guys for a Vanity's Fiend, or a Majesty's Fiend, or a Dark Dust to clear the field. And for our last 2, we got Foolish Burial, just to get Treeborn in the graveyard, or Ronin Totem. Just a very easy way to get a monster in the graveyard. And last, Book of Moon, just flips them face down really quick, and you can run over it with the Monarch. And yeah, it's really good. So that is the main deck, as you can see. And let's show you this extra deck here. Let's get these cards out of the way. Oh, there we go. And yeah. So extra deck. We have 1 Ghost Trick Dullahan. He can run over a lot of stuff, and if his last ability to get a Ghost Trick monster back from the graveyard to the hand, Jack Frost is the target, and you get back Jack Frost's, so it's pretty good. 2 Slacker Magician. This just stalls really good. They can't get over it, and it just stalls. That's pretty much it. One, Utopia Roots. In one game, I pretty much stalled my opponent with this card because they didn't want to attack with their, I believe it was a Gaia Thunder Charger. And yeah, he was just going to get boosted really good. And he knew I had a hand trap, the construction signal red in my hand, so he didn't want to attack because I was going to force him to attack this. So it could work for stalling. Armored Kappa, it's just, it saves lives, I guess. Discard a card, and your monsters can't be controlled or destroyed by battle you control. Take no battle damage either, so it's pretty good. 2 Herald of Light, just to get some monsters back from your graveyard, so you target pretty much your tribute fodder if they get off the field somehow. And yeah, tribute fodder or your tributes, your monarchs. So, and 2 Gachi Gachi, you're just really good, just really high defense. And yeah, just yeah. Downward Magician becomes a beater. And it's an easy way to get your guys out on the field. Or easy to get her on the field, actually. So, yeah. Gauntlet Launcher, so you have 2 Monarchs on the field, and you just want to destroy more stuff. You detach your material, and you select a monster, and you destroy it. Pretty simple. Photon Bouncer. He's just good. You detach, negate effect if you do, inflict that damage. Extra damage, he's 27 beater, and his effect's pretty good, negate stuff. And we got one number 25 Force Focus. He is a 28, so it's probably the biggest XYZ I have. And they skill drained one game I played, and I brought this out, and it did a lot of work actually. It killed a couple monsters or so before it got Dark Hold. Pretty good. And I have 2 synchros because I have effect failures in the side deck. I'll show you guys in a bit. But we got Formless Synchron, which is pretty easy to make, and a Crimson Blader, which could go pretty easily depending on what's on the field. They're both good, but this would be a Daigusto Phoenix, and this would be a Gaia the Thunder Charger. So I'd rather have the other ones instead because going into effect failures, sometimes yes, but sometimes no. So I'd rather have the XYZs over the synchros. So that is the extra deck. And here is the side deck. So we have another Mobius the Mega Monarch, just in case I'm playing a back row heavy deck. It just shreds it. Even if they have artifacts, it doesn't matter. 2 Jinzo, just for more back row hate. I just don't like them to activate the traps and rely on them. So 2 of those. We got the End of Anubis. This negates all effects, traps, spell, and monsters that target cards in the graveyard or activate in the graveyard. And it's 25. So it's a beater, and it's awesome, and it stops. Now we got a Feng Huang. It's Ho-Oh from Pokemon, pretty much, and it's a spirit, so returns to your hand at the end of the phase. If it's special summoned or flipped up, you could destroy all set spell and trap cards your opponent controls. So it just negates all their back row face downs, which is awesome. That's it for the tributes. Now we got the hand traps. We got the 2 DD Crow to get rid of annoying stuff out of the graveyard. Just 2. And 2 Effect Failure, which negate effects, obviously. And yeah, it's just good. 2 Creature Swap. You could put a Battle Fader in attack mode and swap one of their creatures. And go for an attack. And after the attack, you tribute for something else. It's pretty awesome. So we got 2 of those. 1 Twister. Destroying any any back row is really good. Any face-up back row, or if you have a card that's annoying. We slide this in for heavy back row stuff, and we got 3 MSTs, which finishes out our side deck and more back row hate, because I hate back row. So yeah, that is the Frog Monarch deck. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Leave a comment and let me know how it is. Let me know if you play Frog Monarchs too, and what would you change out of the deck. I know there's a lot of new builds now, and there's like Ghost Trick Monarchs, which I can make, but I have no idea where to start with the deck. So if you run the deck, let me know in the comments. Until next time, guys, later.